If you are over 50 and you have been feeling tired in a way that sleep does not fix, there is something specific happening inside your cells that almost nobody has explained to you properly. Not your doctor, not a blood test, not a supplement label. The tiredness that millions of people over 50 experience and eventually accept as the inevitable cost of getting older has a biological cause that is now well documented in peer-reviewed research, and more importantly, it has a set of evidence-based responses that can meaningfully change it. The cause is not mysterious. It is mitochondrial decline, and understanding it properly, not in the oversimplified version that gets passed around online, but in the actual mechanistic detail that the research describes, is the first step toward doing something real about it. Mitochondria are the energy-producing structures inside every cell, not the only thing happening inside a cell, but arguably the most important for the question of why you feel the way you feel. Every movement you make, every thought you have, every heartbeat, every immune response, every repair process, all of it is powered by a molecule called ATP, and the vast majority of the ATP your body produces comes from mitochondria. When mitochondria work well, energy is abundant, recovery is fast, and the body handles stress without collapsing. When mitochondria decline, the opposite happens across every system simultaneously, because every system depends on the same energy source. Here is what happens after 50 specifically. A protein called PGC1-alpha is the master signal that tells cells to build new mitochondria. Think of it as the foreman who orders new power plants to be built when the old ones wear out. Research from the Karolinska Institute found that adults over 60 with the highest PGC1-alpha levels had mitochondrial density comparable to people 20 years younger and reported fatigue levels 39% lower than age-matched peers with low PGC1-alpha. The problem is that PGC1-alpha activity declines significantly after 50. Old mitochondria wear out. The signal to replace them grows quieter, and the body ends up running increasingly on aging, inefficient power plants that produce less energy and leak more oxidative waste than they should. At the same time, a molecule called NAD+, which sits at the center of almost every cellular energy process, drops by roughly 50% between the ages of 30 and 60. NAD+ is what powers sirtuins, the proteins that regulate DNA repair, inflammation control, and cellular aging. It is what mitochondria need to produce ATP efficiently. It is what drives the repair enzymes that fix DNA damage every day. When NAD+ is low, all of these processes slow simultaneously, not because any single one of them has failed, but because the fuel that runs all of them has been depleted. A 2019 study published in Cell Metabolism confirmed that this NAD+ decline is now considered one of the primary drivers of cellular aging and chronic fatigue in adults over 50. This is not a fringe theory. It is mainstream cellular biology that has accumulated significant research support over the past decade. There is a third layer to what is happening, and it is called autophagy, the body's internal cleaning system. Every cell accumulates damaged proteins, broken organelles, and dysfunctional components over time. Autophagy is the process that identifies and dismantles these components, recycling the raw materials into fresh functional structures. When autophagy runs efficiently, cells stay clean and energetic. When it slows, and research shows it declines by roughly 40% between ages 30 and 70, damaged components pile up inside cells like uncollected rubbish in a factory that has stopped running its cleaning crew. A 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Investigation measured autophagy markers in 280 adults with chronic fatigue and compared them to healthy controls. The chronic fatigue group had autophagy levels 33% lower than controls. When researchers used specific interventions to boost autophagy in a subset of participants, fatigue scores improved by 29% within 6 weeks. So the picture is this. After 50, 3 interconnected systems decline simultaneously. The signal to build new mitochondria grows quieter. The fuel that powers cellular energy and repair drops by half, and the cleaning system that removes cellular debris slows substantially. The combined effect is a body that produces less energy, repairs more slowly, and accumulates more cellular damage. And the subjective experience of all 3 of those things happening at once is exactly what most people describe as chronic tiredness that sleep does not seem to fix. The question that actually matters is what can be done about it, And here the research is considerably more encouraging than most people would expect. Exercise is the single most powerful intervention for all three of these systems simultaneously. For mitochondria specifically, a study from the Mayo Clinic published in Cell Metabolism found that high-intensity interval training increased mitochondrial capacity by 69% in older adults, dramatically more than resistance training alone at 17%, or combined resistance and aerobic training at 49%. The protocol that produced those results was not complicated. 4 minutes of hard effort followed by 3 minutes of rest, repeated 4 times, 3 days per week. The key mechanism is that the brief intense effort creates a powerful PGC1 alpha signal. The foreman responds to genuine demand by ordering new power plants to be built. For NAD+, a 2019 study from the University of Copenhagen found that regular aerobic exercise boosted NAD+ production through the salvage pathway by up to 25% independently of any supplementation. For autophagy, a 2021 human study confirmed that 30 minutes of vigorous exercise elevated autophagy markers for up to 4 hours afterward. One habit, consistent exercise with at least some intensity, pushes all three systems in the right direction at the same time. Fasting windows are the second major lever. When the body goes without food for extended periods, NAD+ levels rise naturally because the enzymes that normally consume NAD+ during digestion and food metabolism are less active. Sirtuins activate in response to rising NAD+. Autophagy increases significantly after 16 hours of fasting and reaches meaningful activation between 16 and 24 hours. A 2020 study found that subjects who did a 24-hour fast once per week for 10 weeks showed a 26% increase in autophagy markers. The practical translation of this does not require dramatic restriction. Finishing the last meal of the day by 7 p.m. and not eating again until 9 or 10 a.m. gives a 14 to 15-hour fasting window that is manageable for most people without significant disruption. A weekly 24-hour fast, finishing dinner one evening, and not eating again until dinner the next day, creates a stronger autophagy signal without requiring the kind of sustained restriction that is difficult to maintain long-term. Sleep is not a passive state for any of these systems. Deep, slow-wave sleep is when the body conducts the majority of its cellular repair. A 2021 study found that adults consistently sleeping fewer than 6 hours had telomeres equivalent to someone 9 years older. Growth hormone, released primarily during deep sleep, is one of the signals that supports mitochondrial function and tissue repair. NAD+ levels are partially restored during sleep, as the body conducts repair processes that consume NAD+ during the day. And the glymphatic system, the brain's waste clearance mechanism that removes the metabolic byproducts of cellular energy production, is most active during deep sleep specifically. Protecting sleep duration and quality is not a passive background recommendation. It is an active intervention for the cellular systems driving chronic fatigue. Specific nutritional factors matter as well. Sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts activates a protein called NRF2, which functions as the master switch for the body's antioxidant defense system. A Johns Hopkins study found that consuming 30 grams of broccoli sprouts daily increased NRF2 activity by 27% within 3 weeks. Crucially, the sprouts need to be eaten raw or very lightly steamed. Heat above 60 degrees Celsius destroys the enzyme needed to activate the protective compound. CoQ10, which declines substantially with age, supports mitochondrial function directly. A 2018 study found that 200 milligrams daily improved mitochondrial function markers by 18% in adults over 55. Spermidine, found in aged cheese, mushrooms, and wheat germ, has shown strong autophagy-inducing effects. Higher dietary spermidine intake has been associated with reduced overall mortality and increased cellular recycling markers in peer-reviewed research. The most studied targeted supplement for the NAD+ decline is NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, a direct precursor that the body converts into NAD+. A 2021 study in Nature Aging followed 120 adults over 60 taking 300 milligrams daily for 60 days. Walking speed increased by 9%, grip strength improved by 11%, and self-reported fatigue decreased by 28%. Cellular measurements showed mitochondrial function improved by 22%. Nicotinamide riboside is another well-researched precursor at similar doses. A 2022 meta-analysis reviewing 14 clinical trials concluded that NAD plus precursor supplementation consistently raised cellular NAD plus levels by 30 to 50% across all age groups, with the greatest relative benefit in adults over 55. The honest framing of all of this is not that there is a single switch that fixes everything, it is that there are several interconnected systems that decline together after 50. And several well-documented interventions that push all of them in the right direction simultaneously. Exercise with genuine intensity a few times per week. Eating windows that give the body regular fasting periods. Sleep that is long enough and protected enough for deep repair to occur. Foods and where appropriate supplements that support the specific molecular pathways the research has identified. None of these are exotic. None require expensive equipment or protocols. They are the biological conditions that these systems were designed to operate within, and when those conditions are consistently provided, the research shows that the trajectory changes, not overnight, not dramatically in any single week, but measurably and cumulatively across months and years in exactly the direction that matters. If this changed how you think about what is actually causing the tiredness and how to address it, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Your Body Decoded. Next week we go even deeper inside the biology of what your daily habits are doing to your body.